Are you at a place where you know that, and it's conscious, where every decision and sacrifice you make, by default, you're making it for her too?
Yeah, we understand that. We talk about it, and it's like, okay, we're making this decision as a family. And I didn't buy that dice company without her, right? And she didn't get it. I mean, I remember she's like, why do you need more than one set of dice? But she's like, but if you believe in this, like, I believe in you, we're in this together. But yeah, I'm writing checks for both of us. Um, but the sacrifices are different. I didn't talk through early days of Mensch when we were just trying to get it off the ground, and I was working a full-time job while I was trying to do this, and I was working at lunch, and I wasn't seeing my kids, and I was near my breaking point, right? Like very close to my breaking point. I remember there was a day where Target was about to take their first shipment of Menches and changed their mind and said one person said that this was potentially offensive and they didn't like it, so they're going to walk away from it. And I hit like bottom and nearly broke. And at that point, I wasn't reading, I wasn't watching TV, I wasn't seeing my kids, I wasn't like me. If you come to that point where you almost break, it's actually good, and then you get past it. If you don't break, then you know what your breaking point is. And I'm like, oh, I'm a little stressed today. I'm like a 2 out of 10. I'm so far from my breaking point. And like, hey, my glass jar's broke. Okay, it's a 4. Let me try and find a solution to this. I'm not near my breaking point. It's actually good to have gotten to that point.
If you've gotten through it.
Right? If you figure out what it's going to take for you to break and hit rock bottom and then be like, oh, all right, I'm not there today. It's a good thing. And for that Target situation, that was another 3 no's. They said no. It was an hour or two. I was at Disney World, and I got this email from Target that they'd changed their mind. They weren't going to take Mensch. And that was in the first year before Shark Tank. That was a huge order. A third of my business went away. I sent my wife and kids off to Disney World, and I sat in the hotel by myself, like shades drawn in the dark for like 2 hours. And then was like, fuck, I wouldn't take no for an answer any other time. Why am I going to now? And I wrote maybe the best email I've ever written in my life of like, here's why the Mensch is great. Here are all the people that support it. Here's all the success. Here's what rabbis say about it. Here's why your person's wrong. Here's how I'm going to convince them. Sent it off, and they changed their mind. And then they said they were going to take it. And a year later, I went on my Fuck You tour. And when I visited Target, I met with their Jewish Advisory Council. And I found the guy who had submarined it. And I gave a whole presentation. That guy came up to me at the end. It was like, I'm the guy who almost submarined you. I'm sorry. I didn't realize your passion and what you were trying to do and what you were doing for the Jewish community. How can I help you grow at Target? And I was like, dude, you don't understand what you did. And I told the story of me at Disney World in the hotel. It's like, that was you. Like, your actions have decisions. And it's interesting that at some of these big companies, these individuals can make a difference. These young kids in their like 20s and 30s who are buyers can make this decision. And it's like the decision of makes my year or kills my year.
But you made sure you didn't allow that to happen.
Right. I took that no and I fought it. It's sometimes you fight a no and it remains a no.